Pete, we are right at the first of several technical levels for Tesla, because Tesla came out with their earnings last night. They were down 4%, 5%. Now they're down about 8%, Pete. Revenue, great, 24.9. Profit, 91 cents versus 83 estimate. All those are good, but Musk actually came out and said, Pete, that he might not be done putting the pressure on his competition through price cuts. And that is why we're down 8% today.
Yep, it makes sense. Plus, John, let's be honest. Take a look at what that stock has done, as you know better than anybody. Year to date, 2 months, 1 month, 1 week, 1 day, it doesn't matter. Tesla's gone up, it seems like, almost every single day. I mean, when you look at a stock that's up 160 some odd percent, year to date, it's clearly had a hell of a run, and it has. So I would say this, you're right. I thought the numbers themselves looked pretty good. Revenue was basically in line, but to your point, it's margins. And, margins dropped under 20%. I think people look at that. And the run the stock made absolutely pushed things as far as the PE is concerned, right? And I brought this up, I think, earlier in the week. But the PE earlier in the year, we were talking about something near 30 or less. And now you're looking at a PE that's more in the 80s category. So it gets a little spendy. And the fact that there's going to cut maybe prices, that cuts into margins. I think that combination makes a lot of sense why they're selling it today, whether it's 7%, 8%, 9%, whatever, but it might not last all that long, John.
Pete, I don't know if you highlighted this one in your notes, but they also said they're going to increase spending on AI.
Yeah.
And Elon's come up with yet another company. Why wouldn't he? It's called xAI. And I don't know if he's going to be spending the money on his own xAI, but definitely Tesla's got a lot of data, more than anybody else in the EV space. And I think they're going to exploit that data, Pete.
And it's why, John, it's why, just real quick, it's why they aren't just an auto company. Every moron who goes on TV who says, oh, well, compare them to GM and Ford. You and I have been saying this forever, and we're conveying it still, which is they're not a car company. Yes, they do sell cars. That isn't the only thing. They've got all the data that you're talking about. That's huge. They also have the services. That's even bigger than most would ever imagine. Imagine this. If the services right now, John, they're thinking right now a little over $1 billion for 2023. They talked about $3.5 billion in 24, $5.5 billion in 25. So that is a monstrous piece as well. So there's a lot more going on at Tesla than just sending out the Model S and all these other things in the Cybertruck and whatever.
Yeah. And keep in mind, folks, when Pete's talking about services and so forth, number one, they've won the battle already for the charging stations and supercharging stations. But the real thing here is the full self-driving mode. That's an extra that you pay for, obviously, if you want it. And most people do want some form of that, depending where they live. They can go full self-driving. And the reason I bring that up, Pete, is they're saying that Elon said in the call last night, he's open to selling that tech to the other car companies. And again, you got to have the data to be able to do it, folks.
Right.
Otherwise, you're more likely to have problems with it. And if they end up selling it to the other auto manufacturers as well, Katie, bar the door.
Want more from Market Rebellion? Don't forget to like and subscribe, and learn more about options trading at marketrebellion.com.